Discussion of the shoulder joint. Before we discussing about the shoulder joint, I will show you the muscles of the rotator cuff. This is the subscapularis anteriorly, from the subscapular fossa to the lesser tubercle. From the above, this is the coracoid process. This is the acromion process, and between the acromion process and coracoid process, there is a ligament. It is called the coracoacromial ligaments. This is the V shape, and above there is a this muscle. It is the supraspinatus muscle. Inside the supraspinatus process, this is the spine of the scapula, and it become continuous as a acromion process. This is the infraspinatus muscles, and this is the teres minor. Infraspinatus and teres minor lies on the posterior aspect of it making the rotator cuff. Flattening of the tendon around to the shoulder joint, it is called the rotator cuff. There are four muscles: teres minor and infraspinatus posteriorly, supraspinatus anteriorly, and subscapularis anteriorly. And now the ligaments of the shoulder joint. Shoulder joint, it is a ball and socket variety of the multi-axial joint. It is lined by the fibrous capsule around to the shoulder joint. It is around to the inferiorly, it extend on the medial aspect over the humerus. It extend up to the surgical neck. And another ligament, it is called the coracoacromial ligaments. From coracoid process to the acromion process, it is called the coracoacromial arch, and it prevents the dislocation of the shoulder joint upper sides. So this is the coracoacromial ligaments. Another ligament which is covered to this is the long head of biceps, which is intracapsular, and it is lined by the transverse humeral ligament. This is the transverse humeral ligament. Transverse humeral ligament. There are, after the reflecting the subscapularis below it, there is one ligament thickening of the fibrous capsule. There are three ligament, but here we cannot separate it by the three bands. It is the glenohumeral ligament. This is the glenohumeral ligament. It has a three band, which superior, middle, and inferior. Between the superior and middle, there is a space. It is called the foramen of Wiedsbrecht. It is called the foramen of Wiedsbrecht, and sometimes there is a dislocation of the shoulder anteriorly between this superior band and middle bands. Now, fourth ligament, here you can see this is a glenoid labrum. I have cut the capsules, and this ligament, it is called around to the glenoid cavity. There is a glenoid labrum. This is the glenoid labrum, and here you can see this. Above, there is an intracapsular long head of triceps. This is the long head of biceps. This is the intracapsular long head of biceps. Here you can see this intracapsular long head of biceps, which is attached to the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. So this is the long head of biceps. It is around by the internally. It is around by the line by the synovial membrane. So these are the ligament of the shoulder joint. Anteriorly, three ligament just below to the subscapularis, superior, middle, and inferior glenohumeral ligaments. Above there is a coracoacromial ligament, and from coracoid process to the humerus, coracoid process to the greater tubercle of the humerus, we cannot differentiate it here, but it is the coracohumeral ligaments. And this is the from the above to the biceps, long head of biceps, there is a transverse humeral ligament, and internally there is a glenoid cavity. It is lined by the glenoid labrum. So glenoid labrum, coracoacromial ligament, transverse humeral ligament, coracohumeral ligaments, which is just below to this is the coracohumeral ligament. This part from root of the coracoid process to the greater tubercle, it is coracohumeral ligament. This is the transverse humeral ligaments. So these are the ligaments of the shoulder joints. And rotator cuff, which is formed by the anteriorly by the subscapularis muscle. Here you can see this is anteriorly by subscapularis, above by the supraspinatus, and between the supraspinatus and this is acromion process, there is a one bursa. It is called the subacromial bursa. Here you can see there is a one bursa. It is subacromial bursa. It prevents the friction between the supraspinatus and acromion process. It is the largest bursa of the body. Rotator cuff, which is posteriorly formed by the infraspinatus and below by the teres minor. So posteriorly the rotator cuff, which is formed by the infraspinatus and teres minor. Above rotator cuff, which is formed by the supraspinatus, and anteriorly the rotator cuff, which is formed by the subscapularis. It is the flattening of the tendon around to the shoulder joints, which gives the protection of the shoulder joint anteriorly, superiorly and posteriorly. So always there is a dislocation of the shoulder joint which is occur on the inferior aspect. So this is about to the ligament of the shoulder joint and rotator cuff of the shoulder joints.